On this episode,
we better get into it straight away.
Come on, sweetheart.
1, 2, 3.
heavily pregnant Luna is in serious trouble, and Rob is racing the clock to save both Mum and her babies.
Really under the pump. I feel very tense about this.
Holy manoli. It's very, very deep.
Kate is shocked at Pear's injury after the young cat's nasty encounter with a dog.
If that wound has penetrated into the abdominal cavity, it's going to be a whole new level of pain.
It looks disgusting, and it is.
And will Scott be able to fix poor Callie's bizarre problem?
The stuff that lies in there is really, really nasty.
You make my world a better place.
Come on, there's your girl.
I can depend on you.
Hi, Kathy. It's Bree and Audrey from Aussie Mobile Vet.
How are you going?
In Sydney, Audrey and nurse Bree are responding to an emergency call from a carer who's looking after her neighbour's elderly cat.
What's been happening with Harry?
His tummy got really swollen and it's sort of fairly hard to the touch as well.
I'm really worried it could be related to his heart, in which case it's an emergency.
Okay, I'm going to go get him.
While Bree collects Harry, Audrey prepares the mobile clinic so they can examine the elderly cat and make a decision on his future as fast as possible.
Good boy, Harry. Wow, that belly is huge.
I know.
He's using a lot of effort there to breathe, so that can indicate that he's having problems getting oxygen around, or there's a lot of pressure in his lungs from fluid.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign, mate. So that definitely does feel like fluid. It could be blood, it could be a whole bunch of things.
Harry's a geriatric patient that we've been seeing for quite a while, and he's got a bag of problems. His mum is actually really unwell and is in hospital. She's got cancer. So we're really worried about her condition.
We'll just take a sample of the fluid in there. If I feel like it's worrying, we'll just take him straight to hospital.
Yeah. It's all right, baby. What are you getting there?
Lots and lots.
Oh gosh, that's really shocking.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting a yellow tinged clear fluid. Could be related to his blood pressure or his heart, or it could be a mass in there that's just causing all this fluid leakage. So get him into hospital, take some blood, check his protein levels, and scan his abdomen, look for a mass.
There's a lot of pressure on us today because if this is a bad outcome for Harry, it's also a bad outcome for his owner, Jackie. She's in hospital fighting for her life, and all she cares about is Harry's. So I really want to make sure that he's okay, so she'll be okay.
It looks disgusting, and it is. So that's actually Callie's bum, and that is Callie's tail.
In Isleworth, Scott is preparing for high-risk surgery on a young patient with a shocking ingrown tail.
The stuff that lies in there is really, really nasty.
Good girl.
Owner Shana is arriving, desperately hoping Scott will be able to give a better quality of life to the adored British bulldog she's had since a puppy.
Oh, the smell is unbearable. My house, I'm having to wash her beds every day. She's got flies around her. She's itching it and rubbing it quite a lot. It seems to be quite dry and bleeding. So I was like, please, Scott, help me.
Today, Shana is understandably nervous about the delicate and high-risk surgery.
So stressful. I've never had to go through any of this with my children. They've never had to have surgeries or anything, so this is my first experience. She loves the squeaky bits, don't she? We'd be lost without her. She has been the best dog ever. Callie is like my child. I haven't got a daughter, I have 2 sons, so she's my daughter, literally. So yeah, anything to help her.
Oh, that's absolutely awesome.
10 months ago, Callie gave birth to a bouncing baby boy called Ryder, much to the delight of Shana and her sons.
Oh, look at him.
I mean, You're not really a dog, are you? You're just sort of a blimp with legs, aren't you? Come on then. There we go. Ah, you're such a good girl though, aren't you?
You are a good
She's
girl.
such a nice dog.
This is the girl that we did the cesarean.
Yeah,
on.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had her one son, didn't she?
Yes.
Scott hopes today's surgery will also have a happy ending.
So you can see now, if you push that back, then out comes this tail. It's actually consumed by her butt.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Basically, Callie's bum is almost eating her tail. So it's kind of engulfing around the small tail that she has and kind of leaves just a little bit of it poking out. But really we can't allow Callie to keep going the way she is because the infection around that tail is causing severe irritation. So unfortunately, I do need to perform an amputation. Okay, baby. Right, I'm gonna sort you out, and when you wake up, you will smell better, and you'll be free of that stinky tail. This is a surgery that comes with risks and potential lifelong complications, and I just really hope that that won't be the case, but it's always a clear and present danger.
Oh gosh, that's really shocking.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting a yellow tinged clear fluid. Could be related to his blood pressure or his heart. It's a new experience, isn't it? Ooh.
In Sydney, Audrey and Nurse Bree need to carry out urgent tests to find out the cause of 20-year-old cat Harry's badly swollen stomach.
I know. Is oxygen good?
He really looks unwell. He's skinny, he's got this big pendulous abdomen full of fluid, and he's struggling to breathe. We need to find out where the fluid's coming from. Is it life-threatening? Is there a tumour in there? Is there infection?
You are not well, my darling.
I want to rule out conditions step by step. First step's going to be taking his blood pressure. I want to make sure that he hasn't got high pressure that might be causing the fluid to leak into his abdomen.
190. So 190, 200. So high blood pressure. That could be one of the reasons.
After discovering Harry has high blood pressure, Audrey is now taking a sample of his blood for testing.
It's all right. Good boy, thank you, Harry.
Right, we'll run that. We've done 2 tests already on Harry. The blood pressure showed that he was hypertensive, which means his blood pressure is quite high. That can lead to fluid in the abdomen. And now I'm just running some bloods to check in on his thyroid, his liver, his kidney, and also check his protein levels as well. See if there's any protein leaking out into that abdomen as well.
But Audrey's now worried the further extensive testing needed to get to the bottom of Harry's problem could spell disaster.
You're doing so well. You're so stressed, baby.
I need to go really, really gently. Any stress, he might go overboard, struggle to breathe, and potentially die.
Buddy, you're scaring me. Okay.
And suddenly, Harry's condition rapidly deteriorates.
His heart rate just shot through the roof.
Oh gosh.
Audrey and Bree are now fighting to save his life.
What is going on?
I'm getting pretty worried because it's gone from a routine set of diagnostic tests to he's crashing. He's gone really unresponsive, his heart rate's shooting through the roof, and his oxygenation is dropping. I'm really worried that he's going to pass away right now.
We may not make it through while we find out what's going on.
How you doing, Pear? Good girl.
In Bondi, waiting to see Dr Kate is longtime client Lara and her beloved animal family, rescue cat Pear and dogs Olive and Honey.
Come here, Olive, away from the food. I've come to Bondi Vet my whole life. My godfather used to own this practice, and when Kate took it on, she really took me under her wing and is always there for me when I have questions about my animals or getting another animal. And yeah, we formed a really lovely friendship.
Hi!
Okay.
Fancy seeing you here.
I know. once again.
He's like a frequent flyer card. Hi girls! So you have a new cat?
Yeah, I do. It's my cat Pear.
I have seen this cat on Instagram. Pear is a little Scottish fold, and Scottish folds are quite interesting because they have these little ears that fold over, and they're born like that.
She's a cutie, but she needs your help.
Yeah, okay. Let's go have a look at her.
All right.
Come on girls! I'll take Pear.
Okay, you take Pear. Unfortunately, my cat got into a fight with a dog, not one of mine, and she's got a couple of puncture wounds in her butt, and it's looking more serious than what we all thought.
Hi, babe. So I have that she has a tail injury.
Yes.
So what happened?
So I was trying to be a good neighbour, and I had my neighbour's dog to look after for the day, and the neighbour's dog must have spotted her and just charged for her. So I picked Pear up, and this dog just literally jumped at Pear in my arms and pulled her by the tail.
And you didn't think there was anything wrong with her? You kind of thought, okay, like looked her over, thought everything's okay?
Yeah, so because of her fur, I didn't see that underneath her tail, it almost looks like the pelt's been pulled back.
Okay.
This was my fault. I should have been much more careful.
No, I mean the reality is that you're dealing with multiple animals. It can happen to anyone, right? So Lara hasn't actually noticed that Pear has an injury until today. Okay, little Missy. Hole in Manoli. She's got a hole. It's very, very deep.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pear.
It's not a nice way to have to live, is it? Being in constant discomfort.
It's nasty. Can you hold that one for me? Just keep the tension on. Thanks.
In Isleworth, Scott is preparing to amputate 4-year-old Callie's ingrown tail.
I am just making this up as I go along because
But the abnormal nature of the British Bulldog's rear end means he has to improvise before he can start surgery.
to kind of grab hold of all of Callie's excess skin and pull it back to unmask this rather unattractive tail of hers. So I'm putting grappling hooks on a dog. Callie's tail smells disgusting. It is absolutely revolting. It's very gnarled and misshapen, and it's sort of contained within a cocoon of skin. And as a result, it gets very mucky and very smelly, and it causes her a lot of discomfort. It just goes to how abnormal this dog is that I have to do this in the first place. There we go. Right. It's going to be very tough surgery, this one. It's challenging when you're doing some of it blind. So you just have to be so careful because I could actually make it worse. So yeah, not fun. That's all.
Scott's biggest fear is damaging vital nerves that he can't see because of the deformed shape of Callie's tail.
God, it's so weird. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find the specific point to amputate Callie's tail, and it's really difficult because she is overweight. She's got a lot of fat in this area. It's covering the tail, so I can't see where I'm going, and I need to find a gap in the spinal cord space, which is only a few millimeters wide, so it's challenging. How's Callie doing?
The heart rate's going a bit up and down.
Am I okay to cut?
Yeah.
His heart's just going through the roof. Buddy, you're scaring me. Hey.
In Sydney, Audrey and Bree are battling to save 21-year-old Harry after the ageing cat crashed during routine diagnostic tests.
The monitor looks worrying and he looks worrying. So I'm actually worried that he's going to pass away on the table right now.
Now just work around. Yep.
So we start him on some oxygen, we take a step back and we cross our fingers that he restabilizes so we can continue.
Oxygenation's getting better already. Hello.
Hello, hello, don't do that again. After a while, Harry decides to use his 8th life. He comes back, he starts standing up, it's like nothing happened at all. I've never seen a cat just bounce from looking dead to suddenly becoming 100% okay. Big sigh of relief for us. I don't really even know what happened just then. I think he got a bit stressed.
Collapsed.
And then his heart rate just shot through the roof.
With Harry stable again, Audrey continues testing to find out what's causing his dangerously swollen stomach.
We know there's fluid in his abdomen, and we take an ultrasound probe and we can see all of that fluid in there.
So his bladder's still intact?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
I make a decision to drain some of that out because he's just so uncomfortable, and I really don't want him to crash again while we're testing.
Oh gosh. Wow.
I don't see any tumours or masses in his abdomen, which is
great.
good. His bladder's still intact, so he hasn't ruptured his bladder.
Okay.
So this is coming either from blood pressure, from his heart, or whatever those bloods tell us.
Yep.
This is going to make him feel better, and we can also do a lot of tests on this fluid to find out where it's coming from. There we go. Look at that. And that looks a bit bloody, a bit proteiny. Who knows where that's coming from?
As Audrey examines the fluid taken from Harry's abdomen, she's hoping it reveals nothing sinister.
What I'm seeing there is random white blood cells, but not enough for it to be like a pus-type fluid, so it's not infection leaking out into the abdomen. So we've ticked abdominal infection off the list, which is good.
Results from the blood sample taken earlier provide more vital clues about Harry's condition.
White blood cells are through the roof. A few things going on with his bloods. He's got signs of infection and inflammation. He's got signs that his kidneys are getting worse. So it could be that he's got high blood pressure and his kidneys are going downhill, and that's because he's got an infection going on somewhere. I'm going to pop you on fluids and antibiotics.
Sadly, kidney failure in a cat of Harry's age can be a death sentence.
Okay, let's go.
It's really hard when you're looking at problems with older cats with multiple problems. He's got heart issues, he's got thyroid issues. You throw in something like an infection, that's enough to tip him over the edge.
Yeah, he was lying on that side just now.
Good boy.
Holy manoli. She's got a hole, goes all the way down into that muscle layer, and we're going to need to stitch it up.
In Bondi, Kate has discovered a nasty wound in cat Pear after the young rescue cat had a run-in with a neighbour's dog. Owner Lara is shocked the injury is so severe.
It looks like there's been a tooth that actually has penetrated through those muscle layers.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Pear.
The worry here is about infection. Having that open wound, it's been a tooth, a really grubby tooth, all the way through into that bottom. So it's obviously not an ideal location because what we're risking here is that we get some kind of infection. Wow. She's boiling. It's really hot. She's 39.5. She's definitely carrying a temp there. That makes me concerned. That means that Pear is heading into dangerous territory. Once we hit about 40, that's when we start to hit the panic button. I'm going to take a little swab of this area. We don't know what kind of bacteria is down there.
Yeah.
And what we don't want to be doing is just guessing when it comes to antibiotics. That's when things can start getting a bit scary. We don't want infection in this wound. The other complication is its depth. As soon as I put that little swab in, I can't actually feel the end. If that wound has gone so far up that we've actually penetrated into the abdominal cavity, it's going to be a whole new level of pain. She's a sweet little thing.
Yeah.
With infection from the nasty wound rapidly spreading through her small body, Pear needs urgent surgery.
I feel horrible that I'd not spotted it and that this poor, beautiful little thing has a wound in her. I only just rescued her, so obviously it was pretty traumatic.
Good girl.
Good boy.
In Sydney, it's a busy day at Rob's practice.
Hey Rob, we need you, there's an emergency.
And it's about to get a whole lot busier.
We'll be back. Veterinarians are faced with emergencies every day. What's on, guys?
Heavily pregnant Labrador Luna has been rushed in, but a stressed mum-to-be has been in labour for hours, struggling to give birth to her babies.
Straight away I can see Luna is in real trouble. She's really massive. She's got puffy feet, so there's fluid everywhere. She's got some edema. So they said she broke water a while ago, so we better get into it straight away. She's so stretched inside. She can't get the initial proper push.
Come on, sweetheart.
1, 2, 3.
Things aren't right. I think we're going to have some problems inside that uterus.
5-year-old Luna is clearly unable to give birth naturally, so Rob is going to perform an immediate emergency caesarean.
Once we hit it with this, we've got 20 minutes to get the puppies out. That's my rule. The clock's ticking as of now. It's all right. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. A C-section is a serious anaesthetic risk because firstly, you could kill the puppies. Secondly, the anaesthetic could kill the mother. Thirdly, once you put them on their back, all those puppies press down on the major blood vessel, sending blood to the heart. Not all the blood can get back to the heart will slow down. And that will kill everything. Let's go. Speed is everything now. If we take longer than 20 minutes, it can mean that the puppies will take a long time to wake up, if at all.
How's Cali doing?
The heart rate's going a bit up and down.
Am I okay to cut?
Yeah.
What I'm doing now is trying to find the gap between the vertebrae, so the bony sections in the spinal column, to be able to then amputate.
In Isleworth, Scott is operating on British Bulldog Cali to remove a deformed ingrown tail that's causing a shocking smell and a persistent infection around her anal area.
I kind of need to do surgery blind, really. It's all based on feel to find where I can remove this tail, and I kind of need to go very carefully because there's a lot of important nerves around this area. It is possible that when you perform an amputation that you can cause damage to the nerve further up the spinal column, and as a result it can render the dog not only unable to walk but also the inability to control their toileting habits. Holy hell, I'm getting there.
The pressure is intense as Scott reaches the point when the tail will be severed from the rest of the spinal cord. One false move could leave Cali disabled.
Okay, I'm actually nearly there to it's coming off. So that's quite disconcerting when you see a spinal cord that you've just cut through. There we go. One really bizarre tail. Removing Cali's tail and seeing it in its entirety, it is so abnormal. It really is better off than on. That is not how nature intended a tail to be. Cali won't miss a tail. The most difficult bit has definitely been done. I've cut through the spinal cord. That always makes everyone nervous. Now that's done, I need to just make her back end look beautiful. So I've got a little bit of removing of some skin to do, and then I'll be closing it together. And that also will prove a challenge.
But Scott can't be sure whether Cali has suffered a disability from the risky spinal surgery until she fully recovers.
Hi, good girl.
Good girl, Babsy.
In Bondi, Kate is preparing for urgent surgery after discovering young cat Pear had a life-threatening wound from a nasty dog bite.
The nurses are just preparing her for surgery, so they're just clipping and making sure the anaesthetic's going okay before we take her into theatre. Appreciate how deep this goes down into her. Whoa. So that basically goes to about there. That's pretty long, so if you can imagine, she's only a little cat and she's got a wound that deep. This bite has gone really far in. Worst case scenario here is that wound has actually penetrated a body cavity. We need to make sure that we haven't penetrated any structures that we actually need. In this case, she looks like she's been quite lucky.
Thankfully, there's no damage to Pear's vital organs. But the good news is short-lived.
The skin here is not bleeding. It's just got no blood supply, right? Which means it's going to eventually become necrotic and it's going to die. If there's no blood supply, there is no point stitching up 2 pieces of tissue because it's just going to break down. We're going to have to cut away the edges of this skin. So we're going to have to actually take this back until we can see nice red rosy blood. Blood is good. Let's get some saline and let's flush this out. The more that I can flush it out means the less bacteria that's actually going to be in the wound.
With the injury already thoroughly cleaned, Kate is ready to finally close the young cat's shocking wound.
I'm going to put some internal sutures in so we can close some of that dead space up. And then we're going to do a couple of layers of sutures on the outside. I'm guessing maybe a 50% chance that this is going to break down again and maybe she's going to need a second surgery. All we can do is wait and see and hope.
As Pear wakes up, Kate is cautiously optimistic that the adorable rescue cat is on the road to recovery.
Oh, so cute. Oh, she's so sweet. Hi Lara, it's Dr. Kate. You can breathe a sigh of relief. Everything is good. Maria's just holding on to her. She's just waking up at the moment.
How severe was the injury?
It was really deep, deeper than even we thought. So we need to just be mindful of the stitches all coming apart. But we can cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, bye. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to keep a really close eye on Pear. Lara is going to go home with a whole bunch of instructions, but I'm hopeful this is going to go pretty well. Okay, there you go. Good job.
A few things going on with his bloods. He's got signs that his kidneys are getting worse.
In Sydney,
White blood cells are through the roof.
a series of tests has revealed elderly cat Harry has kidney failure, as well as a life-threatening infection.
I've ruled out a lot of things now, so one last step, we're going to do an x-ray and just make sure his chest is clear. Okay.
Audrey is looking for any worrying signs of cancer.
This cloudy bit is all fluid. I just wanted to check the chest and just make sure there wasn't any tumours in there or something we're missing that might be causing that funny breathing that he keeps getting. But the chest is clear, so probably all just to do with the fluid in his abdomen that's just pressing, and also the fact he's got 100 other things going on. X-rays have come back clear. Thank goodness there's no tumours in the chest. We just didn't need another thing to complicate the situation. So back to the initial problem of the kidneys and the infection. Just give me a tiny bit of urine, all right, buddy?
Audrey suspects the infection could be in Harry's urinary tract and wants to test his urine to confirm.
You want to go wee-wee? Can I massage that enough?
But the ailing old cat isn't quite up to it.
No go. We got his carrier. We'll pop him in the carrier and take him home. Hopefully he does a pee in the carrier and I can quickly test that. Out. Thumbs in. Good boy. I'm hoping that we can get away with home treatment, but it is still touch and go. Even though an infection is treatable, because he's got other conditions going on and he's got, age behind him, it really is 50-50 whether he's going to be able to combat all of these things. All right, let's get you home. We're going to have to be realistic and say maybe we can bring him back and maybe we might have to make a call if he doesn't improve. You're good boy.
I've cut through the spinal cord, tail's been removed. Now that's done, I need to just make her back end look beautiful.
In Isleworth, Scott has finished removing Callie's ingrown tail.
Then now that's all nice, clean, healthy tissue,
Yeah.
so she'll be able to close it all together and
She'll be much more comfortable.
And has reconstructed her anal area which was constantly infected and smelling shocking.
There you go, done.
Brilliant.
One tail amputation and one disgusting cavity now gone.
Scott now has an anxious wait until the 4-year-old has fully recovered to be sure she isn't incontinent or disabled as a result of the high-risk procedure.
It's really tricky surgery, but I feel that we've got a good result here, and hopefully she'll go on to make a full recovery. At the end of the surgery, Callie's got a sort of little smile on her bum where this weird, disgusting cavity was, and I'm really hopeful that she's able to walk out of the clinic, she's able to go to the toilet and make a full recovery. Good girl. All right.
We've got 20 minutes to get the puppies out. That's my rule.
In Sydney, Rob is in a race against time to save mum-to-be Luna and her unborn babies.
Got to lift this right up and just make a little nick. Don't want to go through and cut the uterus or the pups. There's a little one. Okay. How many puppies?
I have 10. I reckon
10?
9.
9?
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going 11. My anaesthetic nurse said 10, someone said 9, so that left me with 11. I didn't think it was going to be 8, it's more than that. If you get the first pup to come with the uterus, you can usually get the rest.
Yeah.
And see, it's a little bit blue, bluer than I like. That could be a problem, she's got an adhesion there. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take puppies out without exteriorising the whole uterus to start with. Because they're in a sac, you sometimes all you just trying to go sac up. Very important that nurses just see the whole sac. Just hold that for me. Go.
Each tiny pup must be rubbed vigorously as soon as it arrives.
When the female is giving birth naturally, she often stands up. The pup comes from wherever she's standing and thumps on the floor. Then she licks it all over and pushes it all around. Go. If you don't rub them hard and suck that mucus plug out, this puppy is not going to survive. That's one sound I love to hear when I'm doing cesarean. When you hear that first squeak, thank goodness, another squeak, oh, keep them going. That's a good part of it.
Next one, girls.
These puppies, if they're alive when we start, they'll be alive when we finish. Not because of me, it's my surgical team.
So far, the puppies seem to be doing well.
Time's pressing now. Just so I like it off. To wake up the pups.
But Mum Luna is in trouble.
Not sure whether she's had a torn uterus or what she's had in the past, but the amount of adhesions that she has, that's just enormous. Another pup up. She's got a lot of adhesions and they're tearing through everywhere and she's hemorrhaging way too much. Too much blood.
It's 2 weeks since Pear's dramatic surgery and she's recovering well at home with her devoted adoptive mum, Lara.
Good girl. You're such a poser. It's an absolute relief that Pear's back and also that she's okay, that it went so well. I knew she was in amazing hands. Should we have a look at your butt?
Thankfully, the stitches on Pear's wound held together.
Dr. Kate's done an amazing job on Pear's little butt. Can't believe it's healed so quickly.
Come on, both of you. Breakfast time.
And even better news, Pear and Lara have grown even closer through the traumatic experience.
Pear and I have really bonded. I guess 2 months ago she was a rescue cat and then all of a sudden was thrown into a completely new environment. So maybe didn't trust me, but now she knows that I'm the person who's protecting her, the person to pick her up.
Good girls.
Pear, Honey and Olive are my little family and the bonding that has happened through this experience. It's definitely resulted in a pretty happy little household.
morning. We've been calling you morning auntie, afternoon auntie.
Yeah, everyone.
In Sydney, Audrey and nurse Bree are returning Harry to Kathy, one of the dedicated carers who's looking after the elderly cat for a seriously ill neighbour.
All right, Harry, let's get you home. He's eager. Okay.
After being diagnosed with a serious infection and failing kidneys, the next 48 hours could determine if Harry survives.
All right, buddy, you know you're home.
All right, Harry.
All right, Harry, why not take him out just yet? So on the blood test, it showed that his kidneys are getting a lot worse. Okay.
Not unusual.
Not unusual in an older cat, but definitely getting bad kidneys also leads to bad blood pressure. So those two go hand in hand.
Okay.
If we can get him back to how he was before, great.
Mm-hmm.
If he decides and his body decides the kidneys just aren't going to make a comeback, he just can't get on top of it, then we may have to make a decision in terms of his quality of life.
Okay.
And I'm really not going to be able to tell you which way we're going until a couple of days. If he's not doing well, give me a call.
Okay.
Oh, I think Jackie's calling us.
Oh, great.
Hello, this is Bree.
Hello, Bree.
Hi, Jackie. I'm with Audrey and Kathy, so you've got all of us.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? We're just with your boy.
That's good.
Like her much-loved pet, Harry's owner Jackie is also extremely ill and fighting for her life.
He's been a really good boy. He was very brave for all his tests today. Basically what we found is that he has an infection. Also, his kidneys are getting a little bit worse as well, and his blood pressure was through the roof. So it is a bit, touch and go for the next couple of days. He's really done well. He's perked up now that we're home.
Oh, that's wonderful.
All right, well, we'll let you get some rest, but we wanted to pass you on the news that he's home safe and sound, and then we'll keep an eye on him over the next couple of days. So you get better and he'll get better, and we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jackie, take care.
Okay.
So we managed to get Jackie on the phone tonight, which is amazing. So we were able to relay the good news that he's home, that he looks a lot better. She was really relieved.
Oh, that's a bit noisy, mister.
But the cat with a whole bag of problems, you never really know how these cases are going to go. He could spring back or he could take a turn for the worse, but he's a fighter, so fingers crossed he makes it over the next couple of days.
We'll get you through this and go another couple of lives.
All right, take care, and thank you for doing everything you guys do for him.
All right.
See you, Harry. Be good. See you, Kathy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Harry.
Be
Yeah,
good.
update us.
Oh, there he
See
is.
you.
Bye. Oh, that was so good. He looked so much better. I think all he needed was to come home.
She's got a lot of adhesions and they're tearing through everywhere, and she's hemorrhaging way too much.
In Sydney, Rob is desperately working to save new mum Luna. Her puppies have all been safely delivered during an emergency caesarean.
Too much blood.
But now the young mum's life is in danger.
This is a real shocker. This is not a routine caesarean. At some stage before, she must have torn the outside of her uterus. Maybe she'd torn in previous pregnancies, and she had massive adhesions. And while we're trying to remove these adhesions, she's hemorrhaging. The amount of adhesions that she has is just enormous. I don't like to de-sex them at times of caesarean because it puts stress on the female. In this case, no choice. Really under the pump. I just want to tie everything off. We've had a lot more blood than I like. I feel very tense about this. One of my nurses will check her colour to make sure she stays pink. If she pales off at all, we'll run a quick blood test and we'll cross-match her and give her a blood transfusion if we have to. Oxytocin, let's get this uterus down. The good news is it's really slowed down and she's stopped hemorrhaging. Tie everything off. All the blood vessels that have been feeding the uterus, we've got to tie all those off and get out of there as quickly as we can. We are done here. Beautiful, that looks good to me.
With Luna finally out of danger, a very relieved Rob gets to meet the puppies.
Come on guys, one at a time. Bree, come on in. When you see them as puppies, you think, oh, I've got to have one. They are just beautiful puppies. Beautiful.
Rob checks for any visible health concerns.
Pellet's good. Anus is good. 4 boys, 3 girls. Another boy, a yellow one. They're all healthy, that's the main thing. 10 puppies, would you believe? 5 girls, 5 boys, I can't believe that. And they're just really beautiful.
In Isleworth, British Bulldog Cali has recovered from her high-risk surgery to remove her ingrown tail. Despite concerns she might not be able to walk after the spinal surgery, thankfully the normally playful 4-year-old is moving freely. After a stressful day, owner Shana is waiting to be reunited with the girl she calls her daughter.
I was really anxious up until I got the call. Once I knew she was awake and everything went well, I was a lot more relieved. I cannot wait to see her and give her a kiss.
Where is she?
Hello,
Where's Mummy?
There.
There she is. Look, you've got matching toenails. I didn't notice that before. So, I have removed the tail completely and then the cavity's also gone. It seems that we've managed to get away with it. She's obviously walking fine. The smell is gone and I really hope that we're going to have a much less smelly future.
Yes, and a
happier,
Cali.
more comfortable.
Oh, you're not that bad.
Let's
I
have a
thought she
look.
was going to be all bald. Oh, bless her.
So basically there's just a small smile where there was a horrible, nasty cavity full of disgustingness. It's so lovely to see the 2 girls back together, Shana and Cali. Cali is the kind of daughter that Shana never had. So they have a really close bond and I know she would have been very stressed and worried. I'm very hopeful that in the weeks and months to come that not only Cali will make a full recovery, but that Shana's house will be slightly less pungent. Okay. All right then, Shana.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you later.
Take care.
All right. Bye, gorgeous. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, I'm so relieved, really happy for Cali. We're hoping the outcome is that we don't have to keep making regular trips to the vets, and from here on out, she has no more problems. So fingers crossed, that's the last of it.
At Rob's practice, Mum Luna is slowly waking from her emergency caesarean, and it's time for her puppies to get an important first drink.
We put the pups straight on. Very important for the puppies to get that first milk. It's called colostrum. It's full of antibodies. Puppies don't get any protection against infection while they're inside the mother. They only get protection by drinking that first milk in the first 24 hours of life. When you see this, you hear them sometimes suckling on the teat. Oh, it's so beautiful. I think caesarean is one of the most beautiful things. You know, you are bringing life into the world. Doesn't get any better than that.
Does your favourite vet have what it takes to be a star on Bondi Vet? We're looking for the best vets from around the globe to join our team. Let us know at bondivet.com and you could win an incredible once-in-a-lifetime holiday to Bondi Beach. Stay in luxury accommodation overlooking the iconic beach and meet the stars of the series. To enter, tell us in 50 words or less why you think your vet should join the Bondi Vet team. Enter now at bondivet.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen now to continue watching more great content.